Mr. President, this feels like a defining moment for the country, but also for this body. I understand that it may take a few moments for our Republican colleagues to watch the full video, to gather some additional facts, to come to a conclusion. But we need our Republican colleagues to be on the floor right now with us. This is not simply an assault on Senator Padilla. This is not an assault on Democratic senators. This is an assault on the rule of law. This is an assault on our democracy. And ultimately, we are robbing the ability of every single senator to do our job if we are now going to be threatened with violence when we simply try to stand up for our constituents.
What happens when a sitting U.S. senator gets forcibly removed and handcuffed by federal agents? According to Senator Chris Murphy, we're witnessing what he calls a defining moment that could push America toward becoming a banana republic. This just happened on the Senate floor, and Murphy's response is absolutely stunning.
Now, we all have town halls, and we are all often met with constituents who oppose us, sometimes very vocally. But speaking for myself, I don't ask law enforcement to throw my constituents to the ground and violently handcuff them because they have a different opinion from me. You know why I don't do that? Because we don't do that in a democracy. We don't do that against ordinary citizens, and we certainly don't allow the administration and the law enforcement that works for the administration to do that to a United States senator. We will enter a banana republic if we don't find a way, Republicans and Democrats, to come together around this essential question of protecting our ability, our right as senators to speak up for our constituents. Now, I understand that my Republican colleagues are going to need some time to gather the facts, but we already have a statement from the Department of Homeland Security that has accused Senator Padilla of being disrespectful, as if that is a rationalization for violence. Watch the video. Even if you believe that he was disrespectful, and given the times, that is certainly in the eye of the beholder, that never justifies what we saw on that video. Throwing anyone, never mind an elected representative of the people, to the ground to be handcuffed. They say that he didn't identify who he was, and yet watch the video. He clearly states, "I am Senator Alex Padilla." They're going to spin this, but I'm begging my Republican colleagues, don't let them do it. Protect our ability as servants of the people to speak up for the people that we represent. Make sure that we do not normalize this kind of violence simply because the White House doesn't agree with people who dissent. If this is how a United States senator can be treated, then none of us ultimately are immune. If this is how a United States senator can be treated, none of our constituents are safe. This is a test for the country, but this is a test for the United States Senate as well.
This is about the fundamental nature of American democracy. But first, let me set the stage for what actually happened. Senator Alex Padilla was apparently forcibly removed and handcuffed during what appears to be some kind of confrontation with law enforcement. The Department of Homeland Security has already issued a statement calling Padilla disrespectful, but Murphy is having none of it. Murphy makes something crystal clear right from the start, quote, "This is not simply an assault on Senator Padilla. This is not an assault on Democratic senators. This is an assault on the rule of law." He's framing this as bigger than partisan politics. Smart move or genuine concern? Let's dig deeper. Here's where Murphy gets really pointed. He says, even if Padilla was disrespectful, and he notes that's in the eye of the beholder, that never justifies throwing an elected representative to the ground and handcuffing them. He's essentially arguing that the punishment doesn't fit the alleged crime. Murphy directly challenges the official narrative. DHS apparently claimed Padilla didn't identify himself, but Murphy says, "Watch the video, Padilla clearly stated, 'I am Senator Alex Padilla.'" This is where the story gets interesting because it suggests there might be video evidence that contradicts the official account. And here's Murphy's most powerful point, the precedent this sets. He argues that if a sitting U.S. senator can be treated this way, then regular citizens have no protection at all. Quote, "If this is how a United States senator can be treated, none of our constituents are safe." Now, let's be real about what's happening here. Murphy is calling on Republicans to join Democrats in condemning this. But in today's political climate, that's a big ask. He's essentially betting that there's still enough institutional respect left in the Senate for Republicans to put the institution above party politics. Murphy calls this a test for the country, and he's right. How Congress responds to this incident will set a precedent for how elected officials can be treated when they disagree with the administration. This could either be a moment where both parties unite around institutional norms, or it becomes another partisan flashpoint. Look, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or Independent, the question Murphy is raising matters. In a democracy, what are the limits of how you can treat elected representatives who are doing their job? Because if we normalize this kind of treatment for senators, what does that mean for regular citizens who speak up? This story is still developing, and I'll be tracking every update. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm show this analysis to more people who need to understand what's happening. And definitely subscribe with notifications on, because situations like this are exactly why we need to stay informed about what's really going on in Washington. Democracy isn't a spectator sport, and moments like these remind us why paying attention matters. Whether Murphy's concerns prove justified or this gets resolved quietly, the precedent being set right now will affect all of us. I'm going to keep following this story, keep breaking down the politics behind the headlines, and keep giving you the analysis you need to understand what's really at stake. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.